It's Inferno, potentially to decide the grand finals. Will Astralis finish in a 4-map wonder, or will we get to see all 5? FaZe have the power to make the difference. It is, however, unknown territory. Inferno, new to the map pool, and now on a grand final stage. It certainly is going to get exciting. Now, one man who had an opportunity just to grab as many as he could from the backstage area between Astralis and FaZe was Mitch. We're going to get some info on how they're feeling ahead of Inferno before we dive into the analysis.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Going to keep it really short here. Firstly, not much to say about FaZe, except that they were extremely frustrated walking through the dugout after that match. I did get to speak to Danny. Of course, Zonic briefly talked about Inferno. He said that this is a map that they practice quite frequently against FaZe, but now with Nico coming into the team, he knows they've made some changes, and he knows that they won't be able to play in the same way.
Thank you very much, Mitch. Yes, indeed, Astralis are undefeated on the map. With 3 wins, well, I mean, read into it as much as you will. But it is always going to be an intriguing question. Of course, YNK and Sponge are joining me for this one, potentially the last pre-match we get to do. Now, what do you make of it? Inferno, surely, at this point in time, there has been a lot of up-the-sleeve trickery going on with Inferno. If you're going to do preparation for it, if it's going to come up, you know you've got a best of 5. This would be FaZe's pocket pick.
I don't think we're going to see that CT boost towards B anymore because people have just started to pre-fire that now. But yeah, I think we've seen so far in the series that neither team has a clear advantage when it comes to the map itself. You know, the winners could have been completely different in the 3 maps we've had so far. It comes down to who's going to make less mistakes, no matter how much cliche that sounds. We just saw Nuke. If it weren't for that Dupree 1v3, who knows what might have happened.
Who knows, indeed, and who knows how Inferno will play out. What will be the separating factors here, Chad?
Well, it's very difficult to tell, right? From what I've seen of FaZe, they like to do executes without having that mid-control. Arlo and Nico, they throw these 2 smokes. One goes and covers mini pit, and the other one lands at that cart, you know, and it covers off the site, so they can basically peel out of halls, get into pit, and get that control before worrying about the bomb site. They're doing that from very deep, which the problem is if the players who are holding mid-wall push and kill those players with the smokes after they've been thrown, you just have the rest of the team isolated in pit and they can just get zoned out and basically collapsed on very quickly. So there hopefully is a few adjustments from FaZe and a few more tricks that we haven't seen yet. And then with the Astralis, you know, I think that they have probably a slower play style, which is better for this map because we've seen all the damage, the early grenades, Molotovs. We've seen that banana retake that Nico and Carrigan were doing with the two Molotovs and the nades to the tree and banana. So there's a lot of tricks that Astralis are probably going to wait for and then execute late.
And I mean, is this a map that does favor those late executes, Yanko? Something you can get away with those 20, 30-second pushes?
I mean, you want to somehow force out the utility from the CTs because the choke points are all pretty narrow when it comes to entering the actual bomb sites, except perhaps Arch on A, right? So you don't want to run through a smoke or run through an incendiary grenade. You want to somehow draw that utility out. FaZe definitely has things prepared on this map. We even saw it in the game they played at this tournament on Inferno. The problem is that has to work from the start. They don't have plan C, D, E, and so forth. Some of those initial strats need to work in order for them to get some momentum on the T side.
Momentum is certainly what it's going to take for FaZe to take this one. I do want to know those win conditions for us to see a 5th map, Chad.
They got to get on those pistol rounds, you know. We do know that Astralis have had a very good form in the pistol rounds, and they continue that in this final. FaZe has dropped off winning those Deagle rounds. I don't think Astralis has worked out how to counter it, but you know, those rounds are pretty fluky. They don't come every day of the week. FaZe have actually just put on a show for us this last week, so we've actually been very lucky to see that. I think FaZe need to be grabbing themselves at least 1 pistol here and then getting on top of the money. We saw that on the first map on Cage. They haven't been able to do that in the other 2. They haven't been able to stop Device from getting that AWP, and he's been hampering them. So I will take FaZe in this one because I think this maybe, you know, will help them. This map is very good for the individuals.
Well, let's find out. It is time to see if we even get a 5th map in this best of 5. FaZe, it's all eyes on you. Can you bring Train into this game, or will it end here? Astralis have an opportunity to lift the trophy after Inferno. Your casters are ready, we are ready, and so are the players. Henry G and Sadakist, take it away.
Thank you, Alex. We will indeed. And you mentioned it, Train into this series. You may have thought it would have been the 4th map, and that Inferno would be the decider, but Astralis bring this in. And in speaking with a man who shall remain nameless, he said Astralis have a trick on T side. We've heard rumors about a Molotov for the boost spot, but is that what it is? Or is there something else they have planned?
I asked them about it this morning. They kind of winked at me and said, look, it's coming at one point. When they need it, they're going to bring it out. So it might be deployed this game. We're yet to be seen, but...
but I asked directly, is it the Molotov? He said, don't worry, you'll know when you see it. So maybe they've got something else planned that no one knows about.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've been gifted an amazing grand final so far. This potentially be the final map. Let's try and blow the roof off the Spodek here. So for the final time, potentially, let's make some noise for FaZe versus Astralis. Inferno, FaZe side on the CT side, trying to take us to train. Astralis now on the T side, 4 sets of armor, 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs. This is going to be a hell of a map. Inferno is always so fun to cast. It's such an unknown quantity. We're always seeing new things every single time. And Nico trying to kick things off in style, doing some decent damage towards Glaive, but now he's got to fall back. And ensuing terror is coming out towards middle. Can't nail the headshot just yet.
Halu hits Caribbean, follows it. Down goes Dupree. Halu walking by me as well, because everyone's out back after the first game said, we need pistol rounds. Well, I guess he meant it, because he's got 2 kills in this one, and they're important. Bomb still gets planted by Astralis, but Glaive, he goes down immediately after. Xyp9x is able to catch Rain. He's gonna have to do more than that from inside of the site. Flashed off, getting pushed as well. Kiyoshima takes him down. Nico finds Device, and FaZe will start off with the best foot forward.
They certainly will. Alu delivering now to Nico is battling towards middle. Did a bit of damage, but Alu, he got the job done. 2 headshots there, and at that point, Astralis decided to go towards quad side. He got the plant end, sure, but the round was pretty clean for FaZe. That's going to be 5-2 now in terms of pistols. As you can see the replay now, this was actually pretty beautiful. 2 one-taps coming in, boom! Takes 2 players down. So Astralis, they have the option to force buy in the second round, Matt. They're going for it. So most teams would bring the AKs into the 3rd round and take an eco here, but this is certainly viable as well. Up against the SMGs, Tech9s can go toe-to-toe with those at close range. We'll see what happens. We're going to round number 2 here. Tech9, 1 UMP for Device as well. So a bit of a gamble, but if it works out for them, they're going to actually strike back straight away.
Smoke comes down, but before it does, Rain may have tried to peek on that. That's very close from Dupree on a deagle.
Yep.
99 damage, the great one. Glaive sits with 92. Which consequently, Henry, just so you know, will be the number on my race car.
Will it really?
It will be. Someone took 22. I had no choice but to take my dad's.
There you go.
Keo stays back towards the pit. Rain's gonna cover off Arch side. They stack up slightly over toward B. I need to be careful of that, because a fast take could lead to another bomb plant. Rain, not going to allow that easily, though. He'll catch off Glaive from Arch, smokes it, and relocates immediately into Library, but he's only got 10 HP to work with. And they're going to smoke him off, but he sprays into the smoke, and he gets a massive amount of damage onto Device. Kiyoshima's gone up inside. Oh, I take that back, he's in pit. I thought it looked like he was above that. And Dupree gets ready. Bomb just making its way onto the site now in the hands of Kiabi. Goes as safe as possible, doesn't go default, not for the apartments or pit. It's well inside of the confines of the site itself. And in a 4 versus 4, they'll try and burrow into post plants best possible. Device stays on the site to catch headshots over top of the box. Dupree does the same. But keep in mind that Xyp9x has gotten to the pit with, oh, that's gonna spoil things with the UMP, but Kerrigan doesn't peek it after that lands. He's able to transition. Kerrigan tries to fire in. Device has the shot. Xyp9x undetected because of it, finds another. He's got a chance to swing out. Headshot on Nico. And just like that, it's down to Alu, and Kiarbi and Xyp9x converge onto him.
Well, we said it was a risk, but it's one that certainly paid off there. Astralis forced buying the second round after getting the bomb down in the pistol. They managed to get towards that A side. It's a 4-on-4. The plant comes in. They have great crossfire positions as well. That graveyard area going towards short as well, landing a lot of kills. The aggro being taken away very nicely by Xyp9x there. Lands that shot as well. This is the key moment. He sets his teammate up tremendously, just ducking and weaving from graveyard as well. Managing to allow Xyp9x to finish the situation off at that point. Forced by in return, of course, from FaZe. They've got to try and give them a similar treatment here as we go into round number 3. Deagles and CZs, they've got a couple of smokes to work with as well, no kits. And in terms of a stack, it's pretty standard so far. Alu and Rain towards middle. Actually trying to find his first frag, and Alu, it actually works out for him, but he gets returned by Device.
Rain times it from the atrium, does damage, but no kill. Keo now has to wait from the graveyard.
Ooh.
Which consequently will be where he's buried as well, as Kerrigan tries to get Glaive back. Does succeed. Picks up a UMP with some armor. Stays to the deagle for now to spam inside of the smoke, but another bomb plant for Astralis. Full guns in their arsenal. Smoke still off, but a good shot from Nico. Second one looked like it was going to hit the head direct. It's 2 body shots that take him down, and it gives Kerrigan the confidence to start to rotate around toward what is now the hay bales. No longer a tow truck.
Yeah, I think Nico has to try and salvage one of the fallen weapons at this point and save his armor, deagle and smoke. Should be an option for him to get something. Just a UMP, that's not ideal. If he can find an AK or an M4, that would be much more beneficial going forward. Trying to see if he can catch a retreating terrorist here. But Zipex, you can still survive in the pit there, so he's absolutely fine sitting in the corner. And there it is, Nico saves the Deagle and the UMP, so you can draw that Deagle over to a teammate. So they have a little bit to work with going to the next round. There should be a full eco overall, and Astralis extend their lead to 2-1 now. Another fast play towards middle. Alu found the first frag, but that's how you should be operating in these anti-eco or anti-force buy situations, making sure you're sticking as a unit using that buddy system. Anyone that goes down that frag needs to be replied instantaneously there. That's exactly what happens in Astralis. Looking set to take round number 4. The Eagle's thrown over towards Rain. Nico will keep hold of his UMP and head armor.
Flash slightly off for Dupree, but it does hold anyone back that's potentially playing in behind the barrels. Second flash will allow them to round the top of the corner. That's when we start to see the Molotov. They push back through. Kiabi's able to catch Nico, who tries to get in behind Dupree. And it leaves the B site vacant for a moment, because Kerrigan's going to play with the pistols to stack up over at A instead. Consequently, that's where Astralis looks to go next, so they have to be careful with the crossfire 3-member set, but Device finds the first one without a counter peek. Now the flashes come through, counter peek works, bombs down at top, they have to commit to grabbing it. They've got to be very careful of doing it, because Kiabi tagged as well, but Dupree is able to hold on and get 2 kills of his own.
Just about, got a bit scary there. That flashbang used very effectively towards middle. FaZe picking up a couple of kills in that round, but that's all they get. It was shut down in the end by Astralis, and now we have the first real gun run here. The problem is, FaZe, 4 M4s and a UMP. No LMP coming in just yet. That was a hell of a shot by Kiyoshima there. Double kill the silenced USP. He'll be very happy with that going forward. $600 in the bag for him. Manages to get the M4 incendiary in smoke as well. And Kiyoshima, he goes towards B at the start of the round to throw the smoke at the top of Banana. That gets deployed. That just buys his teammates to get to the top. Nico and Carragher a bit more time to stay there. More longevity to their situation. They have 2 smokes remaining themselves. That was prevalent in the old iteration of Inferno as well, but it wasn't. It was a lot more effective back then. You could throw the smoke all the way to the bottom of Banana if you wanted to.
Dupree will back ever so slightly inside a boiler after establishing the position. To try and put pressure on. Nico's waiting on the other side of the half wall. This Molotov going over will signal him in, but it's Rain that found a kill inside of the boiler doorway off camera. Kiabi forced off by the first Molotov, bounced out from Nico, flashed, he will not peek after it. Forces them back ever so slightly, and Glaive, he's gonna fully retreat this time.
They've got the first pick in their favor. 5-4 now, Kiabi's lowered a lot of HP, he's been tagged a little bit down to 76. Rain, passive hold, it's not necessarily a crossfire set up towards the A bomb site. Rain looking to make something happen here. The smokes go down towards the left-hand side, suggests that Astralis will be going quad side here, working together with Zipex in the apartments as well. Kiyoshima and Rain need to work together here in tandem to see if they can get this first pickup and the final commitment towards the A side. Oh my god, Rain. Or should I say Kiyoshima gets his head blown off. It's Glaive to open up the bomb site here. And he gets a double as well, make it a triple. Fantastic work from Glaive. That's going to be round done and dusted. 3 kills for him in total. Nico and Carrigan have no option but to save on the other side of the map here. Really well done by Glaive. As soon as they lose that first man advantage as well, simple counter-strike. Smoke off to the left-hand side towards middle, stick together, and Glaive, that shot through the hay bales was tremendous.
Nico waiting at the bottom of mid has to be a bit careful because Zipex sneaking in behind him but making a lot of noise. He'll get upgraded onto the AK as a result. Expects there to be company and a follow-up to that. He may just be far enough away from Kiabi working down alt mid. In fact, now going up above, he certainly will be to keep this AK, so at least he'll carry that across. Ooh, but he could peek it. Glaive knows he's there. Hop shot goes just to the left through the wall. Glaive tagged to 8, though. Gets taken down by the bomb as a result, so that damage actually benefits Nico, little does he know it.
Well, there it is, Astralis extend their lead to 4-1 now. FaZe save 2 weapons over. In terms of the money they've got in the bank to go with this, it's going to be a difficult buy overall.
That's a nice shot from Glaive, to be fair,
yeah,
through the hay bale.
Really nice. Like, he gets 3 in total as well, completely shuts him down. I prefer FaZe to be playing like more presence in the pit and the graveyard. They're quite open positions there. The only player they had in cover was Rain, who was actually behind his hay bale's position. He got completely eviscerated at that point. Has to be an eco now. 4-1, got some deagles and a couple of saved rifles, but this is looking pretty grim so far for FaZe. Still can win this round, of course. Nico with an AK-47 in his hand. Anything can and will happen, Matt.
Zipex bouncing the old Molotov into where the bedroom entrance used to be. There's not really one that exists anymore, but there's a bit of a cubby. Either way, takes it, no chances, walks up and finds Kiyoshima. You mentioned they had to save in this. They do have the 2 rifles. Seems ages ago because it's a best of 5, but remember the first map, and to be fair, part of the second on overpass, every single time they've had a force buy with some rifles, FaZe found openings, but not to be this time. And the bomb's slowly going to make its way back over to the A side as well, having the ground inside of Boiler and Apartments to work on. Confidence in Xyp9x opening pick, but there is a bit of a stack on pit side.
Yeah, once again, it looks like a very similar execution here from the terrorist side. Xyp9x in the house, 3 players towards middle, heading towards quad as well, but you're right, the CDs are ready for this. And I don't think we're going to have commitment though from Astralis. They're actually going to fall back towards B. That's the perfect call at this stage. You can see 1 player towards the back of the side, but that is Nico, one of the most talented CSGO players on the planet, up against 4 ensuing Astralis players coming towards that B site. He's got no grenade to work with here, but he has got that AK. 1 kill is all it takes. He can stay alive and allow rotations to come in. Maybe he has a chance here.
Such a tight angle he's playing as well. Not quite emo. Using the pillar instead to his advantage, trying to catch them off, but they spot him. He still manages a nice shot. But down he goes, and the bomb will enter. KRB to plant it. Xyp9x waiting for rotations with his AK. He's going to spot up Rain. Good shot from him through the edge of the wall. We'll give an AK again to FaZe, who, remember, saved 2 guns last time. If they can save 2 guns here, they will start to have money to work with, a decent amount. This will hit maximum lost round bonus.
Yeah, and the
2 guns grabbed this. So AWP will come out immediately.
You'd think so. Alu, this is his perfect kind of map. Lots of options at the start of the round. Lots of duels you can take without taking too much of a risk towards Banana, middle, Apartments as well. You can go super aggressive towards the second mid if you want to in the window area. What a shot that was from KRB. My God, Carrigan just been deleted from the server. And now Rain holds on to only 1 weapon, which is the AK-47. He will be taking it to the next round as well.
4-1, but guns to come up this time for FaZe. Excuse me, 5-1. The bomb wasn't detonated. The scoreboard hadn't updated, but 5-1 for Astralis to start out T-side as well, where they said they have a trick up their sleeve. See if that's true or not, but what a start for them to have. This was why they wanted to go to this map early.
Double orb setup on the CT side of Inferno. We're still kind of learning the map ourselves when we watch this. We haven't cast it a few times, and double orb setup was suddenly viable on older iterations of the map. Nico heading towards Banana. The idea, he can get towards Car by himself. That allows him to play that position entirely alone. And that makes the A side a lot more powerful, but both players getting tagged there. Dupree goes under 4 HP. Similar story for Alu as well. Neither player finds a kill as of yet. Nico, that looks like a smoke he can jump up into this wooden plank and see if he can get a bit of vision from it. There it is. That's quite lovely.
Decent amount to work with, if anyone dare walk that direction, and they certainly do.
Yep.
KRB walks dead into a trap. That half wall is actually offering quite a bit of...
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's got a few different options and variations that lend itself to both sides, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, it's another man advantage of FaZe. They had that in the previous round, to be fair, but Dupree very low HP as well. 1 minute remaining. They still have most of their smokes and Molotovs. Flashbangs to boot as well. And I think Xyp9x has got control of the Apartments. He's all the way towards the end. This will be that AXQ we saw before. Xyp9x to be baited in as Alu's smoked out. He'll rotate back towards the site. Good move to make, and Kiyashima finds Dupree.
Rain, oh, as he comes back around. Gets the shot through from his teammate. Alu hits Xyp9x above. It's on device. Stuck in the smoke. Dink down to 3 HP. Has the AWP with 37 seconds. Even saving that is going to be hard at this point. Slips into the underpass. But Kerrigan is likely... Oh, well, that'll do it. That works wonders.
Yep.
Well done, Kiyashima. I was going to say Kerrigan's likely to slip down Banana. Doesn't need to.
Just as he wanted to get away through the underpass there, Nate lands on his head. But that was a cool adjustment for FaZe. They've got the double orb set up now. We're starting to see tricks every single game. That smoke towards the car position as well, jumping up. Solo boost, managing to take down an unsuspecting terrorist, making their way towards Banana. And this boost as well. I haven't seen it a ton being used. I've been waiting for it. We saw it like in this tournament a couple of times. It's a very powerful position. It means this terrorist have to fully commit towards middle or boiler room before they can find you. And a Banana rush comes in. Nico surely going to go down here. There's the first kill. Carrigan in a horrible spot as well, but he's striking back. He gets 1. Can't find the second. Now it's an open B bomb site. The rotations begin. And the solid B rush actually working out quite nicely for Astralis here.
Quick smoke down to CT. They'll play off toward the coffins.
Bomb's down.
Bomb is down there. Ooh, Alu saw one, but can't get the lineup in time. Just as he looked away, is he going to expect him to still be on top of Orange's 1? Smoke down CT, and Device sees above it. That's actually quite clever to use the boost in return to hold off the rotations, and you're right, it's going to be a save right away.
Well, the Banana rush now, it seems like it's kind of going out of fashion because the CTs have the option double HE grenade at the start, but you're not going to do that if you have the AWP, right? That doesn't make sense because you want to go and take the challenge at the start. Nico went for that challenge and he got completely blinded. He has to fall back towards the sandbag to his teammate Carrigan there as well. And they're in a horrible situation at that point. Nico goes down, Carrigan finds one, but he had to find a multi-frag there to make that even possible. Alu spotted the player getting up towards the boost position, like you said, it was Device, but he's just looking over that. He's not overcommitting, looking over that smoke to see if any CD players trying to come in for the rotation, takes it down, and another save for FaZe at this point. That's a harsh reset as well. They've lost their 5-stage loss bonus, and losing this round means they only get $1,400 to the next round. I think they have to force into this one. 7K on Rain, okay, so yeah, they certainly can. 6-2. Maybe the double upset at this time. Here's a little replay from Device's POV. That's so nice.
That is actually really cool to use that towards CT spawn instead.
Yeah, very creative play.
The truck used to be there, so you wouldn't have vision. Now it's not. He's able to find that shot. Speaking of Device. Quick this time again to Banana. Airstrike in front. Kerrigan stays inside of the site. Nico once more will shuffle over behind the sandbags. Astralis continue to want to try and open up apartments control early. This seems to be what they want to establish more than Banana a lot of times, which most teams will try and get Banana early and then probe out the A side.
That's true.
The reverse role.
Yeah, the only time they've really gone towards Banana is the straight up rush, and they locked that down. Zipex once again, end of apartments, and he's actually joined by a teammate this time. This could be this full execution with smokes, and it has to be quite dry. Flashbangs come in, Kiyoshima has to turn away for now.
Good pick up from Kyo though, stays in behind. Former statue position now at the half wall, but he's left open to Device, finds the opening shot. He goes down, and Device can't react that fast. Alu closes out on 2 after the op switches to the pistol, and FaZe get back to their 3rd round after the aggressive buy that they had to, in your opinion, and I agree, go for. And it leaves Astralis quite limited with what they can work with, but it's Zipex that's able to drop the op over to Device.
Yeah, certainly worth at this point for the same reasons we described before. First save loss bonus, it'll be a harsh reset for the CTs. They lose this round. That's a nice kill from Alu, and managing to finish off with the 5-7 as well. I think there was a wall bang towards the pit from Device at that point as well. It's always cool to see the little nuances like that come into the rounds, but 6-3. It's a relatively good buy for Astralis. AWP for Device, of course, and then KRB, he's down to Galil, Glaive, UMP. That's not so good. We'll see what they can do in round number 10 here. Difficult to say whether it's a CT or T-sided map at the moment. We just don't have enough data on it. The team's obviously still learning it. It was like, that's why Nuke was such a CT-sided map for so long, where teams weren't really playing it that much. So many tournaments going on. Need time to practice this and come up with a new exciting strategies to determine whether it's going to be a T or CT-sided affair.
Smokes off, though. This, ooh, is it too deep? Can he see above that? Does Device get vision on him in return? Device?
Seems.
He had an inkling that he may have been on top of the logs. When he turns his attention away, the problem is that Nico's gotten very deep inside of Banana, which means he could strike at any moment. And Alu, he seems to want to do the same. Device left in the open, the op down on the T side. It's picked up immediately by Glaive.
And Nico getting down to the bottom there, so key. Now Rain chiming in as well. They don't have to overcommit here. Carrigan still wants to fight, it seems, and it's working out for now. It will be the 5 versus 1. This is going to break the money for Astralis as well. A very good round from FaZe. And the point I wanted to make as well, Nico, like you said, towards the bottom of Banana, that means he can play there by himself. As long as he gets 1 kill, they're absolutely fine. 4 players towards A. Alu's taking some risk as well. We said that's where he's at the absolute best, when he's actually taking duels and hitting shots like that. 3 kills for him in total. Very efficient stuff there, and FaZe start to close the gap now. There should be the full eco now coming in from Astralis. They've only got $2,000 per player.
FaZe are looking more confident, holding down the top of that mid position, so you have to wonder when the contest in Banana does happen.
Yeah, there's
when
two.
Does Astralis try and push them back?
There's 2 methodologies you can have towards top and middle. A lot of teams are starting to just have middle completely open and playing towards the pit, allowing the teams to commit. Or you could do what FaZe are doing and actively challenge and go for the frag to the start of the round. Both are viable. I would say the former's more prevalent at the moment, but still, it's exciting to see that FaZe are taking challenges, and once again, Alu, he's hunting for more. I like this a lot.
It's very aggressive. He was known for this as well in his time with NIP on this map.
Yeah.
It was one of the most notable changes between he and Michael Lilly, is that he was aggressive in that position, whereas Michael was a little bit more passive. Good pickup from Kyo as Glaive gets blinded off, sprays down, makes it work, but now they're going to push on to Nico. Molotov has a bit of room to work on, but it does damage. They still get the kill. Kerrigan gets 1. But he has to fall back to the site and rely on the rotation from Alu, or does he? Because he gets Kirby all by himself. Free though.
Oh, he did it.
That's impressive. Sneaks in to go for the plant, expecting them all to be rotated. They haven't, but he still manages to get the bomb down. They'll get an immediate defuse, but that's not the goal. Astralis just wants money from that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's perfect. That's a little cheeky one there towards B. 4 players fully committed. Carrigan calling for the rotations. Got so much pressure. I've spotted 3 players. It's got to be towards this B side, but Dupree comes in, just about gets the bomb down, raises their chances to winning round number 12 here. They get 5 AKs out once again. I spoke to these guys this morning as well about the AWP on T side. They don't necessarily want to bring it out, but they get given an AWP, they'll happily run with it, but they won't actively try and say, okay, Device, we need to get you an AWP on the T side of Inferno.
Flash for Alu to push him back, top of middle. But now we're starting to see the banana push. All AKs, and this time Nico's up close once more. Carrigan in a position to support him. Carrigan does have a flashbang as well. We know how prevalent that can be from inside of the site. He may be in a position to throw it. Cross Molotovs, one in front, one behind. That forces Nico out. But Nico goes up fighting and successfully so finds the opening. Look at the amount of Molotovs, yet he still gets 75 HP. Reasonable for that situation, but Kirby knows exactly where he has to go. Carrigan strikes back. Oh, that's damage done to the device.
Yeah, he got the sound cue as well that happened, so that's actually very nice from Carrigan. And Nico, so brave, all the Molotovs around him, still pushing through and finding frags. It was high risk / high reward, and it works out for him. They've got the man advantage. Carrigan backs him up as well. Astralis expended a lot of utility to get to that part of the map. Zipex alone towards middle, trying to make something happen.
Zipex forced back inside of Boiler. And it was similar to what we saw North try and do when Inferno was brought back in Las Vegas, is that they throw the close Molotov first, and then the back one behind Nico so that he's running back through it.
But he goes the other way,
exactly.
Just runs towards them.
That won't work on me, guys.
Yeah, that's really cool. The fact he stayed behind the wooden beam as well, I thought that was a brave move. And now towards B, the final execution comes in, flashes and smoke towards CD spawn.
There it was. We just saw it. That was the Molotov, but I think it extinguished itself. I don't know if they threw it correctly or not, because it landed underneath. I think I heard it extinguish right away. Device, he hits the shot on Kiyoshima. They're going to go confidently either way. And Zipex starts to wrap in. New box. They find Carrigan, low HP. He's able to snap both ways fast enough.
Astralis, a lot of pressure to make their way towards the B side. They had about 15 seconds when the final commitment come in. We'll have a look back and see if that Molotov did actually land on the boost position. A lot of teams would be trying to lock that down. It would make a lot of sense if you can make it land. But here's Carrigan to finish the round off. It was aggressive play from Nico at the start. Quite an insane round overall. But Carrigan, like we said, 8 seconds remaining at that point. He manages to take down the ensuing terrorist, and it's another partial by this time for Astralis. Taking themselves down to the 2K mark. That's 4 rounds in a row for the FaZe side. They tie the game up at 6-6. Alu, aggressive once again, but this time does not... Okay, he hits a shot. Someone must be through the wall and a leg shot. There's the hit, though.
He's got to be careful. Tech9's getting closer, jumping around the corner. He does get taken down by Dupree. It looked like he may swing back fast enough. Rain will dance around the atrium pole. That leaves him open, though. Zipex jumps through. M4 available, but he knows Kiyoshima's staring him. Tries for a jump shot, much like he did yesterday in the semis, but with no success. Dupree has the AWP, minute and 13. More antics from Dupree. Is it his turn to rise and shine? Okay, try and bait them in and clip the edge of it, but Carrigan's there to take the bomb back, and FaZe will take the lead. So they snatch that back after going down 5-1 and then 6-2, and that's going to call for a pause from Glaive.
It will indeed. Pause comes in, FaZe take the lead for the first time since the first round. They actually won the pistol, lost that second round force buy from Astralis, but done a very good job. The adjustment of the AWP, I think Alu's been instrumental in their success so far. So many good opportunities taken at the start of the round, finding his opening picks as well. Nico, aggressive, smart play towards Banana. He's actively dueling at the start of the round, and when he's not, he's pushing all the way down towards Banana, towards mid stages. And Carrigan, he loves patterns in his crowd. He's trying to get them behind him. They're going to need it right now. They are a map down. It's 2-1 in favor of Astralis after they won overpass.
So Astralis are put back and subdued slightly in their heavy momentum. An impressive start, because things looked almost too easy for them when this began, and we thought, okay, they definitely knew what they were doing picking Inferno, but FaZe has a little bit of bark in them, and they'll pull them back. They're going to bring Alu as well over toward the top of Banana this time as well, so they'll have 3 players there. They can anchor this, and Nico's getting ready to rotate off early. Boost, Kiarbi tries to spot through. And Alu with the smoke in front of him has to fall off. Molotov will land at his feet. Alu jumps back.
Yeah, there's another boost. Alu on the B side of the map this time, and 4 players for Astralis actually going for that map control this side of the map. Doesn't mean they'll be going towards B. They push the cities back at this point. It means Nico can't get as much intel or play there by himself as well. This makes a lot of sense. It affects actually wall banging. I didn't know that was possible. It's Nico with 2 frags. Once again, a banana. How many times are you going to shut them down by himself this time? Flashed over. The smoke was down. That locks them in, and there's not really much they can do about it. 4 on 3, just as it was starting to look promising.
Nico's got to relocate as well, walking out from construction. They're still going to continue to try and press onto Banana, and Zippix won't be able to play any antics of trying to catch them off in rotations at this point because he's got to join them. They need all hands on deck toward B.
Absolutely.
So Device first smoke, Flash second, Molotov off the skybox, bounces down toward Coffins and inside of the site directly. That doesn't cover Orange's 1 or anything, which means Alu's still at New Box. He finds 2 for free. And I'm not sure where those were intended to land because they certainly did anywhere relevant. So there's no one hiding where the flames are set. And Glaive, as he walks back, hello. So, Hiroshima waits.
Just when Astralis and they have banana control, they said, okay, finally, we've got 4 players here, we've taken it over, we've pushed Nico back, let's go get some map control towards middle. Nico thinks, okay, well, you think you've got it, I'm going to take it straight back. Smoke was down, flashes go over as well. What a great job he did here. Fantastic stuff. Now we're going to drop, but the job was done at that point. An auto sniper and 2 AWPs, Matt, for the last rounds. What do you think about that?
It's aggressive. One way to do it. Oh, that's why. That'll work. And the auto sniper at that wall. Kerrigan has mentioned that. What a shot out it was. He continues to get aggressive. But Kerrigan has mentioned that the half wall auto sniper by. I think he mentioned it as far back as Vegas at the Masters. But Alu continues to be aggressive inside of middle, makes it pay off very fast. He's coming alive.
Yeah, he's looking great at the moment on Inferno, and that's a lot of damage for FaZe taking the Molotov as well. This is round number 15, no saving now, have to go for it. The auto sniper still patrolling towards B as well, but the terrorists are actually waiting in middle. Smoke will be deployed as well. That's going to be a thorn in their side, and another great shot from Alu. Hits the 4th as well, looking for the ace! Alu delivers in round number 15. What an amazing performance in the first half from them. They went down heavily in the initial stages there. Once the gun rounds really began and they got the orbs out, how aggressive was he? Every single round opening things up. They just couldn't shut him down.
His 2nd ace of the tournament. The most of any, I believe, at this point in time, and it's late in the finals. It's getting close. FaZe is pulling this back. Train becomes a possibility. We'll take a break. Astralis are going to need to catch their breath. 9-6. FaZe have led at 3 of the half times out of the 4 we've now had. And Astralis has pulled back one of those, led cleanly on Nuke, and they'll have to pull back this one on the CT side. We know Zipex and Device had amazing rounds earlier in the week to force out an overtime on it in the group stages. Can they do it again? Can they subdue FaZe once more? They've been impressive again in this one, and they're finally picking up pistols. They won this one, but they were ecoed in the previous half.
Towards Banana we go. It's going to be Carrigan getting towards the old tree position. CT presence there, though. They tried to take a few pop shots towards that area, but will be falling back. In terms of the buy available for FaZe, 4 sets of armor and a smoke and 2 flashbangs. With early Banana control as well. Could obviously go with a simple play, smoking spawn and flashing over, but I don't think that's what they'll be ending up with here. As we get to the 1:20 mark, CT's actually sending 3 players and committing with 3 players towards the Banana side.
Crowd finally awaking.
Trying to work out what that's.
I think it's FaZe up.
Okay, that makes sense.
Someone's losing their voice over it. There sounded one raspier than all the others, but Carrigan. We'll get to the top of mid. Now the Virtus Pro chance start. I was wondering when we would get those during this grand final. Device will wait. Sliver to shoot at it. It might be enough. You have to question when a shoulder peek comes in. It stops temporarily in that gap. The skill that these guys have, and there you go. Device walks back out, hits Rain instead. Slows down the push toward top middle, but they're waiting for the bomb to explode from the apartments. And Kiarbi has to wait inside of the graveyard position. He's committed already. They know he's there. Jump shot through from Nico. No, he was over top of his shoulders. Kios is found. It's Carrigan that pulls back. He might be the difference maker. He's looking for his 3rd, and he's got that as well. Pistols start to turn in favor of FaZe, who plant the bomb. And now with this, if they can get this up to 12-6, Inferno coming in early, Astralis has to fall back on train. Where remember, FaZe looked very impressive in the group stages, Carrigan with 4 in the round.
Really good round there from Carrigan. Quite a simple round overall from FaZe, getting a bit of Banana control at the start. I said that buy wouldn't have really made sense. One smoke towards CD spawn executing in, that wouldn't have really worked out for them too well. We know that boost is such a dangerous position for terrorists coming in. Actually smoked towards the library area. Moto and Carrigan, he's trying towards Arts, his teammates go quad. They lose the first frag in the form of Device, but Carrigan just turns into a beast at this point and takes 4 players down in total. Very impressive stuff. There is a force buy in return from Astralis. They seem to win these rounds most of the time, but that's FaZe picking up both pistols there. And there's double grenades there to get some control on the top of Banana. Alu spots a player towards Boiler as well. 3 players towards the A site this time, just Glaive and Zipex towards B, but they are quite a formidable combo in that area.
Jumps over the half wall to see if anyone waits on the entrance point. Glaive and Zip trying to set up across. No peeks coming up from Astralis toward A either as they look to set passively. Giving up Arch again, that was something they did in the group stages as well that a few times did haunt them. Dupree, quick check, won't spot anyone at Boiler. As he goes back with the smokes coming over, Device realizes they're likely to rotate around on him, but he's got to stay inside of the site. Good shot. Kiri falls down. Low HP. Kiyoshima. He's got to hit it. Rain actually takes Kyo down, trying to turn back. So call it a kill if you will. But Dupree's still got a crossfire set. Gets one. Device arrives. There's still Kirby inside of the pick. Good play from Carrigan there for, but Kirby, oh, he's out of bullets. Was the perfect time. It's pistol versus pistol, and Kirby still has it.
Very scrappy stuff there. Absolute brawl on the A side. Kirby, what a great first shot it was to the Desert Eagle. As they come out of the apartments as well, I thought he had no chance of landing the 1 bullet there, but it comes in. He drops in the pit as well. There's a team kill. Lots of good crossfires from Astralis for FaZe. They'll be a little bit disappointed with that one. Running into those crossfires shouldn't really be happening. You want to be getting towards like arch control first and applying pressure towards the pit, molotoving it out, but flashbangs in and hoping for the best. Not going to be the best approach there, really. 10-7 now. Astralis once again win that second round force buy. And I think we have a pause coming in. I'll check who called it. It's actually a technical pause, Matt, so let's not get ahead of ourselves here. But that should call for FaZe to force back in return. Tech9's body armor. They don't want to allow the CT bank count to swell at this point. They do have the lead, but it's still very likely they can shut it down with Tech9's and a few smokes. Kiarbi, though, he takes the AK-47. Same story for Glaive as well. Zipex on the UMP for now. Here's the replay, Matt. This first shot, what was that?
So sick. Second one took him a bit of trouble. He got lucky here because he actually gets saved. Look how close he is to going down as well. And then Rain gets taken out. So that was best case scenario for Kirby. Stays alive longer than he should. avoids death because of a team kill, avoids death because of missed shots, and then stays alive to point out with the final kill.
So technical pause here. We haven't got the intel as to what's going on. It's normally a keyboard issue or a headset issue, nothing too severe. Headset's still on, which is a good sign. Nothing purchased with FaZe as of yet, so it suggests it's a problem for them. I'll have a look. It was Device Search, he called it, so that's Astralis having the issues for now. So the options for FaZe going into this next one. Tech9s could go for that banana rush. We talked about the grenades being a huge factor there. You have to slow things right down now as a T side, or take the gamble and you don't know what's going to be there. You can actually try and trade at the start of the round, flash him off. Or of course you can go for those full executions towards B as well. Smokes towards the coffins, CT spawn, Molotovs on the site. Look out for the boost position, try and overwhelm CTs. You can actually maybe push through CT spawn as well if you smoke in front of the bomb site. That could be quite a nice approach for the Tech9s.
Tech9s indeed for FaZe that have to pull back. Astralis, that's, by the way, 2 rounds, or rather 2 pistol rounds in a row that FaZe have won. So even when they're winning them, if they get ecoed immediately after by a force, which becomes the opposite of what a pistol should mean. It takes away all the momentum, and Astralis can really pull back into this. Kirby leads the way on 10.
We're going to have a look back at the ace from Alu while we've got this time to think about it. What a fantastic round this was, Matt. He's looking so confident on Inferno. This is the play style he loves. Getting in their faces, taking risks at point, but it's so calculated as well. Just a beautiful round of CS in total. Those first 2 shots are great. Most people and most players would be falling back in that position, right? You've got a 5-on-3, you've nailed it, you've secured the round, but he wants to stay for a little bit more there. Smoke goes down for any T's coming through. They've got a bit of a gray screen there. Falls back, and here's the final 3 kills come in. Such a bloodbath from Ali. He was just a monster on that CT half. Here it comes.
Yeah, this was the start of it. He was aggressive on the first 2. Yeah. These ones were just clinical. The last one, watch how much time he has when he peeks out. Shoulder, go back. Oh, you're in the same position.
Yeah, that's a really good round from him. I love the fact he's just so relentless there. It's like, even though he's got those advantages, he's still sticking around and shutting them down. They just assumed he'd gone back at that point. And the unpause comes in, so we're okay. We're back on track. God is joining us. This is the 4th map in the best of 5. It's been a fantastic grand final, I have to say, so far. Lots of exciting moments and some scrappy CS, but that's to be expected sometimes in the grand finals, right? So much pressure, and a team has only been practiced for 3 days and to perform a FaZe, right?
And how much has the buyout for Nico been justified already? If they can continue this form leading into all the tournaments coming up, Star Ladder being the next big one, it's worth it already. I mean, the fact that it's paying off, I think perhaps in part due to some of the failures of other teams, SK, VP, Na'Vi, Fnatic, all didn't make it through groups. Na'Vi, Fnatic perhaps a little bit more predictable than the other 2 you ever mentioned, but it's great. It's great as well to have another team that's capable of mixing it in with the big guys at the top.
Absolutely. They've been getting better and better. The addition of Carrigan was promising, but Nika coming in as well, that's so interesting now. And first event with him, 3 days practice. They're in the grand final against the world's #1 team, and they're taking maps from him as well. It's certainly going to be an interesting project going forward. It's been a rough one so far. I'd say disappointing up until this point. But forced by now from FaZe, we said this was likely. Desert Eagles and the Tech9s here, and Rain's already been dinged down to 20 HP. So with 1 smoke remaining, right, and little to work with, I think he flashed towards top of Banana. Try and take Glaive down here, smoke CT spawn, and then see if you can finish the job off.
Alu, check toward the bags. They do have Zipix up on top of Orange's 1. Inside of the site. Waiting as far back on it as possible as well, so they have to commit before they can spot him. Glaive peeks first. He realizes they're there. They'll smoke him off. He counter-smokes, but they're going to be inside of it, so Zipix has to be aggressive. And Glaive instantly knows that he is. He strikes. Rather than rotate around passively, he says, nope, you distract, I'm there with you, and it works out. Zipix is able to pick up 3 kills before going down. Kiyoshima, oh, he tries to get that bomb down. That's cheeky. But Glaive is there to deny it, and Astralis will pick up number 8. 2 rounds the difference.
That's pretty much all he can do there. Hope for the plant. That was the force buy from FaZe. If he gets that plant in, they potentially have money to actually buy into this round. Not meant to be. Nice little crossfire here. I love this. The aggro being taken away from CT spawn as well. That's a great team where nothing that he can do about that. He falls back through the smoke as well. And And it has to be the full eco at this point for FaZe. Glocks and a flashbang, that's it. And an HG airstrike towards middle, and Device, he wants to follow it down as well. The smoke from the grenades as well, give him a little veil to work with. They're not going to anticipate, and they actually do, but he takes down Carrigan to kick things off, and Kiabi is aggressive towards second middle as well. 5 on 4, they know it's a Glock round for FaZe at this point. And Device looking to finish the job off. He gets $600 per kill here. He's the only player with an SMG, so try and give as many kills as you can towards him as well. He's the AWPer, so that makes sense.
And Kirby, as soon as Device gets in that position from Banana, backs off to watch Boiler instead, so they're just putting maximum pressure on from maximum angles. Device does pick up one, speaking of that money. Kirby closes it out. Found it kind of interesting as well. You mentioned no one was going to expect Device pushing up. Kerrigan was the one to peek him, as if he says, that's likely. Likely someone will.
You have to wake up pretty early in the morning to catch Carrigan out. It's going to be 10-9 though. Astralis closing the gap after losing the pistol here. First kind of gun round here, I guess you could say. Device just down to that UMP. No orbs purchased as of yet. But Astralis starting to build a bank now. 7K for Device, so he'll certainly be bringing out the AWP at some point. Nice aggression towards Banana. Lots of smokes and Molotovs deployed at the start, and HGs as well. No damage inflicted just yet. And FaZe have control of the apartments, making their way towards middle. This will probably be a simple play towards the arch side, potentially quad as well. A little spam there to softening players on top of the quad. Check double smoke, that's not good.
Yeah, that's not good at all. That's a miscommunication. The reason being is they've got one less smoke with 1 minute and 18 to try and defend the sites with. They have 2 smokes left overall. They could have had 3. And the 2 smokes are both over on B, so there's no smokes left on the A side of the map.
Still 5 players alive. That's a nice smoke there. That's a really nice time to chuck it down. 1 minute remaining, and locking FaZe out for that amount of time right at the bottom of Banana as well. That's always going to funnel them towards middle here. They can't really do anything about this in 15 seconds or so.
Shots into the smoke as Kerrigan looks to the right. He's going to take the map control given to him, get closer on toward the archway. Flash goes over. Device is more than willing to let them commit, but he has to hit shots quickly on the UMP. Gun barrel's going to show. They walk in, Rain looks at him, so the gun barrel doesn't show fast enough. And now as they walk around from library, he's able to spot up Kirby right away. That leaves Dupree revealed, but he goes in behind the pillar, tries to find an additional kill, but can't do it.
Decent round from FaZe here. They had the advantage overall. It's Astralis like sort of bonus round, I guess you can call it that. There's no Device AWP, he's down to the SMG, he's trying to keep building that bankroll. And they make their way towards middle. They're winning the duels at that point. Very simple execution, working together towards that archway and managing to land the majority of the headshots there. It's 2 kills for Rain in total. He goes down. Kiyoshima to find a frag as well. Glaive and Zipex are saving the weapons at this point. They know it's a very tall order to try and retake the A-bomb site from the other side of the map. Those guys are the B players. And try and find 4 kills in a bomb defuse as well. So they have got very good money going to the next round. So Device, like we said, he's going to have around 8,500 going into the next one. So I would say the AWP very likely at this point. And we'll see whether he can put on a similar sort of show as to what Alu did. And these guys, they can stay in the pit here. You do not die. It's very similar to the old version of Inferno in that sense. It looks a bit weird, right? It's the only map that actually ever happens. Like anywhere else, the bomb radius seems to be massive.
It's true. Overpass especially, where it goes through the floors quite easily. You have to get all the way out the window from up or down below to stay alive.
But it means like it's really good for the terrorists, right? Of course, you can stay there and look at the bomb the whole time, and the CTs aren't really going to hunt you down towards that area.
Yeah, ninjas aren't as likely in that bomb site.
Definitely.
So Device gets ready to look down middle. Has to back off of it, knowing the timings as such means that they could be toward the top of alt mid. And push on to him, which they are trying to do, to be fair, so good read. Gonna smoke off on archway. He's gonna have to give that up. He's starting to look a lot more lively, Device. He's getting dynamic. He's rotating earlier with the AWP. And that means he's gone back over toward the arch instead. He's going to play back in front of library. Still smokes down on that side. Dupree gets a little bit more aggressive to compensate at Diggity. And Kierby, he waits toward the pit. Good shot, Device. Oh, I didn't even think you could see him with the X-ray down. Nails Kiyoshima. That's confidence. And now he knows that smoked off again. He's got 1 kill already. If there's no one else on that side, there's a chance they're likely pushing through the archway. So he sets him, wait for it. But Kerrigan's going to go directly toward it. And that means, oh! Dupree's not ready, but still, that's a big whiff. He turns around to hit the headshot on the M4 as well, and that's costly. Dupree goes low, but he's able to jump up, catch Rain, bomb goes down in the site. And Astralis have full control of the situation in a 1 versus 5 versus Nico.
Perfect time to strike as well. They catch Dupree not looking at them. Carrigan, full commitment in the crowd spray. That's a poor move by him. If he gets that kill, they can strike on the side there. They have to slow right down when he's going for the full commitment. Device realigning at that point as well. Nico probably going to find Device here as he fires up another shot. That's quite an easy kill for Nico now, but he's left alone. They're still just trying to damage the economy as best he can at this point. The bomb's down on the site. Might as well see what he can do. Maybe save the AWP as he waits in the library room.
14 seconds, grab a book, have a read. Instead, he's going to put down a smoke, sit inside of it, just a bit of vision on the outside to work with. He's hoping that if they do push in the backside of library, therefore, the smoke will save him and keep him up. AK, ooh, snaps away too soon. He had Xyp9x dead to rights, but looks away, and he turns back to get the kill.
Well then, Device getting lively now in this ground final. He kind of came in pretty slow. You remember back to Cash, which feels like a lifetime ago now. He didn't really arrive in those first two maps, and now it looks like he's getting his confidence back. He's in the zone. Been on that stage a while now, and he manages to land that initial shot and a second as well. dupreeh, though, fair play to him. Turning around and taking down Carrigan. I bet he couldn't believe his luck at that point. 2 AKs and Tech-9s. It is going to be a pretty much full investment here, and that's a good Molotov, and the Banana Rush comes in.
Smoke, quick thinking, fast on their feet, but not fast enough to avoid Xyp9x. Nades around the corner as well, massive damage onto Alu. He's got 2, and look at this. Knowing it's a Banana Rush, knowing they don't have anything to work with, Zerby slips down in behind them. In fact, I think his teammate did damage. Xyp9x spraying down Banana did damage and hit him, but Carrigan misses shots.
Again.
Yep. Let's not make a habit out of that, Carrigan, or this could be the end of the run in the finals. Because Astralis are about to bring this back to 11-11, and remember, they are up 2-1 in maps. Nico does what he can, 1 HP on Xyp9x, 6 on dupreeh, but no kills found. A cushion built up for Astralis.
Definitely, and it's a full eco now from FaZe. That was a full investment there. To be fair to Carrigan that round, even if he gets that kill, it doesn't really mean too much. They wouldn't have won the round regardless, but that was an attempt at a Banana Rush, and we said the utility is so powerful now on the CT side. You can see they're dropping absolutely everything at the start of the round. HE grenades, smokes there as well. That means the T's are running for a great screen. They're segregated as well, that smoke going down. Very difficult round, and Xyp9x and Glaive, they look so strong towards that side of the map. They're one of my favorite duos right now, but nice AWP shot from Device. Doesn't find the frag just yet, but Rain goes down to 16 HP. He's got the Deagle, the only player with a Deagle as well, so if you can leg anyone, that would be the best target. Might want to swap it over.
Goes over to the additional balcony that exists.
It's Nico the Deagle. That's the call.
Don't blame them for that. Let's get the crosshair placement down for anyone that wants to peek from apartments. Kirby waits back in pit. No one's going to peek. Astralis won't fall into any traps in this round. They know the situation. They know they've got the advantage. Rain still splattered in blood. Sits on 16. Is he going to sacrifice himself here? Is this jump out with the knife and follow me? Get the kill back. Maybe. Either way, Nico goes down. Op shot successful. Rain did jump across, but there was no peek out from Device, so it actually works for him. Jumps, nails that one, goes to the Tech-9, sprays back down. It's a third for Device, and dupreeh catches Kiyoshima.
Yeah, they're looking very comfortable right now. 3 rounds in a row. Glaive with almost $14,000. So much money in the bank right now. Certainly high rolling as it goes into round number 24. No pause as of yet. This is a shot from Device. I like that a lot. Every kill he gets of that just makes him more powerful, it seems. As we get into round number 24. No AWP for the FaZe side yet. That's normally a talking point with Alu. 3 players towards the B side for now. But not just there for the initial smoke. He's actually been with them to commit and stop a potential rush here, but dupreeh will be falling back. Smokes out once again, so that's why he goes. If he commits that far down, he can throw the smoke all the way down to T steps, and you can't do that from CD spawn anymore. So that's why he has to commit all the way to start, which works in both senses really, because he's there for the rush, A, and then B, he can throw the smoke for them and enable them to have a bit more longevity towards the B side of the map.
Rain waits. Shy of 3.5 hours, the best of 5's been going on for. We said Cash seemed ages ago. The last 2 maps have been a little bit faster in their pace.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Counter-Strike. Right now, Astralis, 4 rounds away from another championship in 2017, another big one at that. FaZe needs to force out Train where they have a chance. There's no question about that. Rain sees the bullets hitting the wall to his right. He'll start to look over. Opposite direction of where they came from, but doesn't want to peek it. They're going to rotate back and try and take Banana instead. And to be fair, Device is there with the AWP, but he's solo. He's anchoring. It'll be Xyp9x that has to run back from the arch. Flashed off immediately. Xyp9x has to go. It's Glaive instead. Xyp9x has to consider how quickly he goes. They're going to slow down slightly.
5 players towards the B side now. They've got smokes available to them, but this is quite telegraphed. Nico's going in, Glaive to flash them off. Can Device deliver from the new box?
Shot, Glaive's flashed off. One's got behind Glaive. It's Nico, and when Glaive retreats, down he goes, but now Device comes alive. Knows that they're inside of the chapel, but they're still swarming on top of the site, which direction does he look? Bomb down, buys some space for the rotations. They try and do the same boost Device did, and Xyp9x spots it up. It's Rain to plant the bomb, and Nico has to win the duels inside of chapel. Smoke down, they've gone by him. They've gone by him. He's got a real chance, but Kjaerbye, he stayed stationary to find it instead, and Rain clutches back to find the first. 1 of 3, still inside new box. He can control his peak, but they know where he is, and they're lining up so that if he gets one, they're there to trade it. Xyp9x close, around the corner. Rain nails the no-scope. It becomes a hard chance for Kjaerbye, but a missed shot. He will get the chance given to him.
Oh, now this is the real grand final. These rounds are coming down to the wire every single time. Kjaerbye, though, he delivers, holds his nerve against Rain. Not known for his open prowess there, with a great display of skill from the new box there. As soon as he made it down to the 1v1, became very possible indeed. And Device, though, like we said, every round he has decent amount of kills, and he seems to get more and more powerful as he starts nailing absolutely everything. 13-11 now in favor of Astralis. They're in touching distance of becoming the Intel Extreme Masters champions. We do have a tactical pause at this stage, presumably for FaZe. They have a 4th stage loss bonus. With the bomb going down, there's a buy available, right? But at this stage, every decision counts. Make one wrong one here, that could be the entire game going against you. So do they take the more conservative approach here and allow themselves to have a full buy going forward? Or do they purchase up a mixture of AKs and Tech-9s and potentially give away the entire game? 13-11. The call has been made. Tech-9s, armor, so a partial buy. Keep them in around the 2K mark. If you win the round, amazing. If you don't, you get maximum loss bonus into these closing sectors here. But for now, it's Device going towards middle, hunting for Nico here as well. He's going to face towards T-steps. Oh, spots him, but can't hit the headshot just yet.
They need something like that right now. Crowd still wants to get behind them. Smoke down, Xyp9x won't see the jump across from Rain. No banana access, none. Additional smoke denying it further. It means that Glaive getting down toward the tree has the option to strike and pounce as they start to head toward the A site instead. Ali will bring the bomb in that direction. Gets toward the top of middle. Device poised to strike as well from the archway. It leaves Kjaerbye and Dupree alone inside of their site at A. Crossfire set. If they can evade Device, isolate him, which they've now done with a smoke, bust out from apartments fast enough, and find the kills onto Dupree and Kjaerbye, they have a chance. Device immediately knows what the smoke means, knows it's a possibility, and falls to the library. Crisscross smoke speed, he's also going to be isolated in front of library. He's going to have to push through it. He's going to as well. Pushes through Moto, gets toward Graveyard instead. Device needs to get back in the equation, but they fool him. He goes one way, they go the other. He turns back in time to find Nico, and he'll burrow into the A side himself. That means Glaive can wrap around, but they've killed him, and it opens up and in as a possibility with Rain already in CT. So the smokes sell a great pitch. Kerrigan says to try and catch rotations, it won't work, but he knows now they're on the heels. They know the time they have to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. Glaive and Xyp9x, very well known in the banana players as well. That means the B site will be fully open this stage, but look at the retreat coming in. It's going to be Dupree, Kjaerbye, and Device, all from banana, and Alu, he'll be the first point of contact, but 2 CT's players, and it's going to be Kiyashima to strike first.
This worked out so well from FaZe, who bought in on pistols. Device is backing off. FaZe are going to pick up 13-12, bring this back to within 1. And it's all because of the fact that they cause over-rotation of Device. They isolate him with smokes twice, and he ends up on the wrong side of where they want to go. They're hunting him down as well. They want the AWP gone.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I was going to say, did he not see the shadow? I think he realized that his Keo got above.
Yeah, well, he should be surviving at this point. FaZe need to make sure they take these next 2 weapons into the final round. If they don't, in fact, the money's pretty decent. This was a partial buy for them, so they can justify the hunt for now. And they actually get it as well. Rain, just in the nick of time there, takes him down. It's not a huge blow to Astralis. They're around number 26, and they've got like 10K per player, but still, every little counts. As we get into this now, FaZe do manage to steal one back with the Tech-9s. That was a key round. We said that partial buy could be it. They forced fully into that round and lost it. It could have really worked against them and cost them the game, but partial buy actually finds them a round victory there. Alu now on the AWP on the T side as well. Now things start to get interesting. There we go.
Works perfectly. We're far from done yet. Could be lots left in this still, including an entire other map. On train, oh, close. As Kirby jumps across the He gets poised, but it's Kiyoshima that strikes. Knows he's moving, hears him down below, and makes perfect work of it. They're already backing off. Xyp9x and Dupree are gone. It's a tie game. It's 13-13, and money is very minimal on the Astralis side.
Certainly is. Not really much they can do about that situation. It's Alu. We said as soon as he brings out the AWP, he's always going to be a pivotal factor for FaZe. Waits towards middle, Device maybe getting a bit too comfortable in that mid position. Gets taken down to kick things off after losing 4 rounds in a row. FaZe take that pause and get 2 back for themselves. 20 kills in total for Alu. Not far behind his range. To be fair, everyone's posting pretty decent numbers. Is Nico at the bottom of the scoreboard, interesting enough, on 12 of 15. And at this point, 3 weapons up for Astralis. Makes sense to save these weapons. Money's still reasonable, but there's no point in throwing it away for nothing. And that pause comes in for Astralis now. They're starting to feel the pressure a little bit more.
Yep.
FaZe starting to believe.
This is... It is a mental game. We just said we've been playing about 3.5 hours already, maybe more than that. I'm not sure exactly when we started. I know our pregame is about 18:30 local. But if they go to train, coming this close on Inferno, battling back from a 9-6 again, and the look on Kirby's face says exhaustion. Do they have enough to hold off FaZe, who's going to get the momentum back in their favor? And we know how well they played it, specifically in the overtimes, which is a very different beast altogether, but it does show that they've got potential on it, and they played it well in the groups as well, straight up. Kerrigan likes the map. He always has.
Yeah. Well, the unpause comes in, map. That was Astralis' time to just work out what's gone wrong the last couple of rounds here. Like we said, maybe Device getting a bit too comfortable towards middle there with the AWP, gets taken up by Alu. Now he knows that's a factor going forward. He'll probably reel himself in a little bit more. Or maybe try and send a message back and go for the straight-up challenge. It looks like it'll be the format as he's holding up towards middle, not facing down towards T-steps. He's learned his lesson, and is using Incendiary to start to lock anyone going down quickly towards that area. As usual, though, it will be Astralis using that same smoke towards the bottom of the banana, so he can't really do too much with the T side here. Gonna have to wait for that to go down. And Glaive will be swapping out Device, and this is good. I love this. The fact that Device goes towards banana, now that means they have 4 players on the A side of the map. Device is more than happy to hold this by himself. That smoke buys him even more time as well. So this is actually very good from Astralis. I actually like this a lot.
Alu. It's closer, flashbang, self-peek. I don't think he was ready to strike sooner. Won't expose himself too greatly. But it's a double stack toward Archway because of Device's position. He's flashed off, Nico's getting closer. Oh, missed the shot on the jump. Still has position to work with. But you're right, the boost right now from Astralis on the inside of the smokes. The Pix thinks of it.
Messing it up a bit.
Off. Yeah, I don't think they were quite far enough in. I think they were catching the edge of the corner. Either way, there's pressure now being applied to Device, who has to fall back in the site, meaning he doesn't have info in banana, and it has to pull Glaive back over, or at least closer, so he stays towards Speedway.
Kerrigan still towards middle, showing presence there as well. This kill is crucial. Xyp9x called it. Kerrigan by himself, and that cues the rest of his teammates to go towards the B site. Device to strike first. Doesn't pull the trigger yet, but there it is. Takes down Kiyoshima.
That is so good from Device. Everyone in the world would have been tempted to take that shot. He knows it's a bait, waits it, finds it, stays alive to get 3. That is incredibly smart from Device.
Yeah, that's beautiful CS from him. Like we said, that whole round was just nice from Astralis. Like, that's just really great Counter-Strike being played. They're shutting down the rush at the start. They've locked out the position with the smoke, and then he actually holds that position by himself. They can see that Kerrigan, he's known for throwing himself to positions first on the other side of the map. His teammates will be waiting towards the other bomb site. They read it lovely, and it's going to be Device. You're right. He could have taken the shot on that first one, but it was a bit of a risk. He was a little bit too late to it. Manages to stay patient, and he gives the lead back towards the Danish side here. Pause comes in once again. Tactical pause for FaZe. Such an intense moment here. Round number 28. Inferno has gone the distance. If Astralis pick this map up, they've done it. They take the series 3-1. If FaZe do, we go to train, and I think everyone wants to see train again, to be fair. You remember back in the group stages, they first played it, and Astralis won 16-8, but then when you had the tiebreaker situation, all of a sudden, it's FaZe that looked like the stronger team.
Certainly did. Interesting as well that we had that tiebreak. I mean, the groups here were closer than perhaps anywhere. B group goes 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 2-3-2, 3-2, 3 in the group of death. Anyone could have made it through. Tiebreaker to decide who gets the upper part, the bye to the semis, the upper seed from Group A. a tiebreaker, first time we've ever used it. Repetitive overtimes, 3 teams, each bans 2. You gotta go back and look at it. I don't have time to explain all of that right now. Because right now the situation is this, and it's going to be great for Glaive to start it. Zipic strikes as well, because if they break FaZe down right now, it's map point, championship point, and very little money left to work with on the FaZe side. They need to pull this round back.
2 big frags as well, and damage inflicted to Alu and Karrigan. It's up to Alu with the AWP, waiting for the smoke to go down. He needs to be the difference maker here. Maybe boost it up, try and find a frag. Something has to happen, and he can still, there's 3 players still towards B. Glaive will fall back at this point, but so much pressure applied. You're absolutely right. 1 stage loss winners is all they've got. If they lose this, they go into championship point, I should say, sorry, with absolutely no money whatsoever.
Alu goes for the fast peek on his own. Karrigan will smoke off towards CT. Keo just makes sure that there's no one walking down mid behind them. They need fast kills, there's no question about that. They absolutely have to walk into the site uncontested. And Zipix is in the boost. We haven't seen it much this game, but he's there now. And with the smoke down, you can see into the site exactly what we're looking at. But they're not going just yet. So even though they want to cause rotation from Glaive, they need to isolate a bomb site. That flash buys time, pushes Alu back, and Glaive's already back toward Library. Zipix is rotating. They need to go now. They need in right now. Karrigan, he's made it past Arch, so is Kiyoshima, but they aren't looking the right direction. Kirby has a lineup set. Crossfire established, bomb gets dropped. Glaive strikes at the right time, Zipix gets it, and it's on to Alu, who's running for the hills. 8 seconds, they hardly had time to get there, and he's got to save the op.
Did you see how disciplined Glaive was there? He knows what he has to do to win rounds. He doesn't want the flashy plays. He can see the timer. It's that 15 seconds. He gets 1 kill. They haven't checked it. Sure, he could overcommit and try and give them another frag, or like try and get multiple spray down there, but he's trying to win the round. He's delaying them. They have to stop at that point. They can't make their way towards the bomb site. He's buying his team so much time at that point, always making the round impossible for FaZe. It's just really intelligent stuff that sometimes doesn't get noted, but it's going to be potentially the final round here. FaZe, backs to the wall. Rain and Kiyoshima have UMPs. Just a pistol for Karrigan. We have got the Alu AWP and Nico AK-47, but 1 round will do it for Astralis.
Alu. Waiting as well as he can. See if there'll be a peek. There isn't yet. Astralis need this round, that's it, and it's done. UMP, Tech 9 for Karrigan. An op for Alu, Nico on an AK. Something in that perhaps. They set for a traditional peek, cross set at top middle. Discipline again from Astralis. Glaive's rotated early, so they are fortified on this side of the map. Op goes, quick jump from Alu to bait out his shot, see if anyone's there, but the counter flash comes off from the site. No one will peek, but if Glaive even wiggles, Alu's waiting. He'll flash himself in around the corner. Device caught by that, fires into it, backs off. That brings Glaive in. Perfect bait and switch. He finds 2, and there's a chance. But Nico's going back around. Zipix has to find him. Spotted out. Smart from Nico not to fully commit to around the corner. Does get the shoulder bait, and if he finds Zipix, he can rush the site and try and get a plant. Karrigan, he's also opened up space inside a pit. So Nico can consider going backwards. They've held him off, but Dupree gets Kiyoshima down. Nico's got to go on his own. He's got Zipix. A chance to go 1 versus 3 to keep the game alive. To put us onto what would be our 30th round, but Device just getting there in time. Bomb tried to fire in, it's gonna get planted. Glaive and Dupree pushing up from Banana. It's all on the newest acquisition, and it's all done! Astralis win it! 3 maps, they bring Inferno in early. They knew exactly what they wanted to do. And not only are they your major champions, they are your fortified #1 team in the world, the IEM Katowice World Championship. They win it all, and I have to say I'm impressed how they battled back despite being outskilled in the first games.
Beautiful story. What a tournament it's been. They started off slow here in the grand final on Cash. It wasn't the Astralis we're used to seeing, but they built into this grand final. Dupree especially, what an amazing few rounds he had throughout. Everyone delivering there in the final map as well. Device playing out of his mind with the AWP. You have to say the same about Alu as well. One of the greatest grand finals in my memory of CSGO. So entertaining, so many amazing plays, clutches everywhere, and there you have it, your champions. Astralis, they do it again.
And so many great finals lately in CSGO, and hats off to FaZe, the new team in the mix. They'll be back. We've had 3 major tournaments this year. Astralis have won 2. We've had 4 different finalists, but these guys are on top of the world. To the stars, IEM champions, it's Astralis.
first off, congratulations. It seemed not just a great win, but an emotional one as well.
Yeah, this is, I mean, we came off in Las Vegas and we go now in the semifinals. This time we proved again that we're the best team in the world, so yeah, I couldn't be happier.
I was given a quick fact before I came out on stage. That was, since Glaive joined in October, you've won $1 million.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of money, but that's not the reason why we're playing. We're playing for the prestige. We're playing because we want to prove to everyone that we're the best. We finally reached it, and now we're going to try and retain our spot for as long as possible. Obviously, the money is a bonus, but fighting for esports and actually being a team and how things work out right now, that's the main goal for us.
Let's get that out of your hair for you. Are you the best team in the world now?
Yeah, we are. I don't think anyone can take that away from us. I mean, it was quite a surprise that neither VP or SK didn't make it to the playoffs, but I mean, we were really clear favorites when we went into the playoffs, so yeah, I'm just really satisfied we got here, and we played really sloppy in the group stage, so I'm just so satisfied that we actually managed to clinch this title as well.
It seems to be when you play sloppy or you don't have the best of group stages, you then go on and win the tournament.
I mean, we've learned a lot. Like back in the days, we used to be peaking in the group stages. Right now, we've been working with our sports psychologists. We've been working together as a team and how to peak in later stages in the tournament. Instead of peaking in group stages, we want to peak in later stages of the playoffs. That's what we're doing, and that's what we're going to keep doing.
Well, peak you did. Obviously, you were taking on a team who've been put together. They seem to be playing more like a team now. Was there an emotional part of it, knowing that Carrigan, your former in-game leader, a man who was part of Astralis, moved on to another place? Emotionally, how did that work?
I think FaZe should be really satisfied and very proud of their results so far. They came here without, only a week of practice with Nico, and Nico is a really great player, so they're going to be a really dangerous team in the future when they get some more time together. Obviously, I think it's good for Finn. I think the split with Finn and Cajun in the end has given us 3 really great teams in FaZe and North so far. So obviously, I hope for all of them to succeed some way in the future as well.
Are we talking about the era of Danish dominance?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Danish dominance, put your hands together for your winner. They are the world champions, the Intel Extreme Masters Season 11 champions, dupreeh and Astralis!
Katowice has demonstrated its mystical properties once again. It proves it again and again, our 5th installment in Katowice, and again we get some CS history written. Astralis locked themselves in as the world's best Counter-Strike team currently competing, and the year has just begun. 2017 proves it could very well be one for the history books in Counter-Strike. So many teams proving what they are capable of on stage and in the server. Janko, Chad, it is over. Astralis do take it. It was the expected result, but what a journey it was to get here. Inferno, the final map that we got to ingest.
Yeah, well, the guys from Astralis basically showed everything we were talking about, that mental fortitude, the depth in their map pool, phased through everything but the kitchen sink at them. They counter-stratted, they had all these little nuances in their play to counter the individuals on the side of Astralis, and, they reacted perfectly to it. They stood up, and you saw dupreeh, with some amazing effort and performances from him to turn games on their head.
And you can see FaZe receiving their medals as well. This has always been a tradition at Intel Extreme Masters. You get your medal. And I mean, quite the performance. Getting to share the stage with the team that removed him, and Carrigan proving that he does a whole lot from the bench. Moving to FaZe and demonstrating how quickly they can hit the ground running with a roster of 5.
I mean, it is impressive how far they've come in just a couple of days of practice. They get to the grand finals and they take Astralis to their very limits. Each of these maps ended up in double digits for both teams. All the games were very close, and it was just the smallest of margins making the difference in this game.
Alu couldn't quite find the fit with NIP. Keo got removed. Was he the problem? That was a question. We've seen proof now that FaZe have found a home for these misfits. And with the right team shirt and the right time spent, these guys will prove and meet Astralis yet again. But there they are, there are our champions, and it was a good showing. I think the depth of their map pool, Chad, is something that will be one of the most poignant moments for Astralis. One of the biggest things we remember is just how deep their map pool gets.
Yeah, definitely, and the fact that they're showing it time and time again against different opponents on different maps, a best of 5, that's the best way to test a deep map pool, right? You have to play such a large variety and going against a different style. They're used to playing against, in these big games, against very tactical teams like SK and VP. Right now, they've just done it against a team, you know, who is more explosive, more individual plays, more firepower along those lines, and they were able to stand up against it.
One final round of applause for your grand finalists in Katowice. Carmack, of course, distributing the medals. IEM is his baby, his child. We've seen 11 years of the Intel Extreme Masters. Another champion has been crowned. Does this all make sense to you in the grand scheme of things, Janko? Astralis, the world's best Counter-Strike team currently?
Definitely, I don't think there's any doubt about it. Maybe the journey was to this point, this particular tournament wasn't the one we expected. But I mean, even in this game, in the grand finals, Device was pretty quiet for his standards. You know, the rest of the team had to step up. So even under those circumstances, Astralis is able to overcome all those difficulties. I think the next period in Counter-Strike is going to be extremely exciting because we have a month without a large-scale LAN tournament. All of these teams will be able to go back, put in the hours, put in the work, get to practice and to try and take down Astralis from that #1 spot.
And we know that time does make a huge impact. We've seen examples of it in the past, Chad, a whole month before we do get that next big major event to jump into. That should prove to rock the boat of Counter-Strike.
Well, I think Astralis, they definitely need to continue to innovate if they want to stay on top. We've seen time and time again, you know, a team's gotten to this point and they've been not reluctant or hesitant to change, but they haven't done it quick enough and teams have been able to counter them. We saw today those little bits and pieces that FaZe were able to bring into it. So they're going to have to look at that and add more depth, you know, get even more plays in their book. And I think a difficult thing for this matchup was they weren't able to counter-strat FaZe. FaZe could counter-strat them and they just had to deal with it and react on the fly. So that's another, you know, tool in the shed for them and something which is big props going forward.
That's always a challenge as the world's best team, is they're all looking at you, Janko.
Absolutely. That's one of the problems when people always say, yes, it's difficult to get to the top, but it's always more difficult to stay on top. It's also a matter of, you know, you win the biggest tournament in terms of the E-League major, the most prestigious one, and then, you know, do have problems with motivation. You have to keep competing. They did lose out in DreamHack Las Vegas to Virtus Pro, but then they come back here in Katowice with another world-class performance, and I think they've cemented their title as the world's best team. We'll see how that goes for them moving forward in the year.
It is quite beautiful to see Astralis, after that trip in DreamHack Masters Vegas, they do continue to lift this trophy, and all eyes are on them. You've seen just a plethora of different professional Counter-Strike players tweeting in now, just saying they are the team to beat. All eyes on them, and indeed all eyes were on them in that grand final as well. A 3-1 victory versus FaZe, and thus Katowice comes to a close. New Kings crowned. Chad, have you had a good time here on the desk?
Great fun. I always enjoy being here in Katowice. Poland is a place where I just keep building memories, and this is another great one.
No Virtus Pro, but still a Katowice crowd to remember. I think they have definitely continued to battle for that top spot as the best esports crowd.
Super exciting, getting more and more of these tournaments happening every year. And Katowice being one of the longest standing ones, 5th year in a row. Cologne as well. In July, I think that's another amazing tournament, especially with terms of crowd. So I personally am very excited to have some of these tournaments year in and year out so that people can get used to them and keep coming and supporting their teams.
Counter-Strike and esports continue to grow here in Katowice, and now we say our goodbyes. You've been joining us for over a week-long Counter-Strike event. This has been the Intel Extreme Masters 2017. Astralis are your IEM Katowice 2017 champions. FaZe, Surprise, and so much more as some of the giants of Counter-Strike fell in the group stage. It was wonderful, it was turbulent, and now, as we say in Polish, here in Poland, Dobranoc i nara Katowice. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time for more magic.
I'm not afraid to face the throne. The enemy is all around. The walls crumble as I watch them fall down. It's just my final fantasy. Every single time I hear you say, if I rise, I will not crash. I will not fall from first to last. Till nothing's left inside, I will not lead you down a broken path.